Well, hello. This is Rochelle, and thank you for joining me here at the Creative Retreat YouTube channel. Today we're finishing up our devotional called Hidden Treasures, and it's been such a beautiful journey and such a beautiful ride, and even unboxing this beautiful kit, to which I got the physical one just slightly after the first video. And I just love the colors. I love the feel. I know you guys there in the States are heading into spring and summer, and everything is bright colored and beautiful. So thank you for sharing those with us here. I just want to give a kudos to the pigment ink by Creative Retreat. If you haven't tried it for yourself, do try these. I got mine pre-COVID, so before any lockdown, when postage and everything was still doable, and these pigment ink pads have really lasted. They are still nice and juicy. I do want to just give you a hint: never stamp your ink pad, but ink your stamp. So don't put your stamp down onto the ink, but rather turn the ink around and fill up your stamp, so that it will then have fresh, beautiful color, vibrant color. I loved using this beautiful backing, which was also sort of the inspiration for my decoration around my wrap up of this month's reflection questions. And I am just so in awe of God's timing. I remember certain times in my life when I desperately needed word and didn't know which way to go. And I know those situations would have ruined me if I didn't have the preparation of the word. And just seeing these words that says, "Your word hidden in my heart," which is what I stamped out at the bottom, eventually bottom right corner. His word is the hidden treasure in our heart. And the author of this devotional also speaks about facing hard times and how that word then is the resource. I spoke to my daughter and we were talking about not hearing the voice of God necessarily, but that we have the word of God hidden in our hearts. That God doesn't necessarily audibly help you out in situations where you find yourself, but storing up that word gives you all of these beautiful hidden treasures that you can call upon when you need them. And now here's the thing. You may not at the moment when you are reading the word feel like it is making any, tremendous impact, like there is massive, aha moment and revelation and all of that. And sometimes we measure our relationship with the Lord in that feeling moment, and it's got nothing to do with feeling. So we walk away from our devotional, maybe not, not like floating on the air, having had that goosebump moment every single time. But then when you go through your day and you speak to different people, and the Lord brings to recall the word that He had sown and hidden in your heart, the treasures that He had given you, and then not just for you, but to share with others, I realized so much that my life and every single passage I've read and every single time I've needed to recall on it, if I didn't read, so like the discipline part of the relationship, if I didn't read, I would have nothing to call upon except that which I had heard from others. There would be no personal revelation. There would be no personal store up of these treasures that I could fall back on. And it really is, in my life, I can very definitely point out those areas in which I had needed those treasures, and where maybe in that moment I wouldn't be able to go and look for it in the Bible, but because it had been stored up in my heart, it was hidden in my heart. The Lord places the right words in your heart at the right time and recalls those and brings them up to memory. It's like having jewelry in a jewelry box. You know which ones go with which outfit. And likewise, if we never have that jewelry, that word of God, that treasure in our jewelry box, if we then get dressed up, we won't have the necessary necessary jewelry to go with it. And if we're facing hard times, we won't have the hope and the encouragement. And I think for me, even answering these reflection questions, the overwhelming answer was that these hidden treasures are helping me out because of the hope that they stir up. Faith gets stirred up by the Word of God. The Word of God brings hope. If you've never heard the voice of God, maybe try reading the Bible aloud. There's the Word of God for you. And I just am so thankful for His voice, His Word hidden in my heart. I just finished it up with some Nouveau Crystal drops in a bright kind of yellowish color. Added some of the bling stickers and vinyl stickers and hearts and goodies. But overall, this page, as plain as it is, for me, is exactly that. Make it plain. Get to God. Store up those treasures. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.